Okay. I think the sound should be working. This is my first time trying this mic. This one, hopefully. On a scale of 1 to 10, you can rate in the comments how annoying that was. I have 20 minutes, so I'll try and, it's a good motivation to stay focused and not just be all over the place with what I'm gonna say. I have been avoiding filming these videos. And I'm still not sure why. I don't know, it feels like I'm not sure why I'm doing this, or, and maybe and. I think I'm afraid of it turning into something, and at the same time I want people to see these videos and I don't want people to see these videos, you know. But I still feel like it is good to share your struggles with the world, even though most people prefer, I think, that's my hypothesis, that people prefer to watch other successful people and strive to be better. But I don't think that seeing other people struggle and try and find their way in life is bad or not needed. Which is why I will keep filming, at least for myself. That's what I should keep doing. Just film it for myself. Just to maybe look back at it and be like, oh, it's been a long way that you made it here, to everything you ever wanted. But yes, I still feel like, I don't know, I don't see, it makes me feel incompetent as a human being. It's just ridiculous. Because everybody is so successful, everybody is a millionaire. That's what we see everywhere around us. And it feels like there are less and less just normal human beings, just because on social media you don't post and you fuck up. So, I'm here to tell you about all the ways that I have fucked up since the last video. I have burned out after making my book. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why it impacted me the way it did, but for 2 weeks, there was 1 week when I couldn't do anything, and the past week it was also packed with a lot of events and a lot of things happening that I didn't really have time to restore or to ground myself, to come back to my core. I don't know. It felt like I was still burned out, but it was not debilitating. That would be a better description. I was still pretty much burned out and I didn't want to do anything, and I barely had any strength to function just generally. But I had a lot of things to do, I had an exhibition last Saturday, and I had had to prepare for that physically, I mean, being there and installing the art, and mentally. And at the same time, last week was another dating disaster, which I talked about in a video that I was filming, but the card got full. And I think it got cut off like halfway. And as I was, basically I've reformatted the card, the memory card. And that video, it was cut off anyway, so it got deleted, so it will not see the light of day. But briefly, and you might hear people, construction workers working, I don't know, hopefully not. But I met a guy on Hinge, and I got too excited because it was close to perfect. But yeah, after first date I was super excited to see him again, and when we met it turned into a disaster. Yeah, I'm still not sure. In that video I was like, I'm not sure that I want to go into detail on what happened. Maybe one day, but definitely not today. But basically, the guy disappeared. The date ended on a weird note, and he ran off, and I never heard from him again. I mean, I texted him because my guy friends persuaded me that I should help the guy out and reach a helping hand, because he's probably very embarrassed. He probably can't figure out what happened, but... And I did, and I shouldn't have, because he did not communicate what was happening, and yeah. And that also took a toll on me emotionally, because I was once again caught up obsessing over a guy, which is like, I saw him twice. It is not healthy, and but it is a momentum. Like once it clicks inside my head, that is like, ooh, it's a perfect match. And I like consciously close my eyes on the red flags that are there, or like I acknowledge them and I choose to move forward, which is fucked up, and I should not do that, but that's what was happening. And in this momentum I'm just obsessing over the, yeah, and abandonment trauma also kicks in, and it's like, I need this guy to want me, and that is the sole purpose of my being. And it doesn't sound, it might sound comical from the point where I'm talking right now, and from a side, like maybe to someone who's listening to this. But when you are in the moment, it is almost impossible to separate yourself from this unhealthy tendency and pattern, because that's what was happening my entire life. That's how I have lived my life, and how I've interacted with my partners for 34 years. So it is silly to expect myself to change and like, oh, I went on one date and it made me realize that that was happening, and now I'm not gonna do that again. Yeah, right. And my abandonment trauma just healed like that because of one insight. No. And I think yesterday I did have one major insight that I feel like is impacting me in a very positive way. Last night I was talking to my ex-husband, now officially ex-husband since the end of March. And we were talking about choosing ourselves. And because my frustration with dating comes from the area dating pool is fucked. And it's just like, I'm sorry guys, but you need to step up your fucking game. Yes, you work in tech, and yes, you make a lot of money, but just like, work on your personality. Dress a little bit nicer, use deodorant, shower, be cool. There are so many amazing women here, and there are more women here than men, but it's just like, that's a topic for another day. But what I was gonna say is, my frustration with dating is that I go on dates and I find someone who I like, which is like, the odds are so fucking low, and I still manage to do that, with red flags. The last guy, ooh, he was like, you know, that meme with bullfighter, like a corrida, I think it's called, where he's dressed in all red and he's waving a red flag to attract the bull. That guy, walking red flag. But a lot of cool things about him. So it could have been something casual and fun, and he couldn't even manage to do that. And I think, yeah, basically, my excitement and my willingness to step over myself in order to meet him or connect with him, it was repulsive. And that's something that I understand looking back, because in the moment I'm like, but I like him, I should show him that I like him. And I'm not the kind of person who wants to play the game and just like, oh, I'm so unattainable, fuck you, I'm not interested in you, I'm a bitch, and chase me. It's just like, I'm not sure that I want to attract that kind of guy who would be into that. And I was thinking about that before, and I was like, I don't want to play this game. But what I realized yesterday talking to my ex-husband is that I was asking him, how do you teach yourself to choose yourself and to see your own value, and how do you not let other people walk over you, and how do you maintain this magnetism, and how do you how can you be attractive to the opposite sex without actually playing any games and pretending someone you're not. And I think it's a common knowledge, and that's what any therapist would tell you, but I personally always forget, and I have a couple of things that I always forget. And I think the thing is, before I'm gonna continue, hopefully this mic is not that good that it picks up that thing that I think it might be. The thing is that you need to put yourself first in everything you do. I'm just gonna wrap it up a little bit faster because I'm not gonna edit and I'm not gonna refilm. You're just gonna would have to listen to that. But choosing yourself in your everyday life is the foundation of self-esteem and your inner respect. Like, basically, yes, that's how you show that you respect yourself. And you do that first with your own actions, and then you can expect it from other people, because by the way you treat yourself, you teach other people how they can treat you. And I have realized that actually that I have not been choosing myself, and I have been expecting other people to choose me and be attracted to me and be to see my value, when on daily basis I have been disrespecting myself by overeating, by obsessing on things that do not serve me, by choosing other people instead of myself, by neglecting my own goals, by avoiding doing satisfying my basic needs and listening to myself, like to all of the parts of me that want to do and accomplish certain things. And it has just dawned on me as I was journaling right before bed yesterday that, okay, almost done. As I was journaling, I realized that I can start by just acknowledging that some of the things that I'm doing as a way of showing respect and love for myself. Like going into workout. I'm not just working out to lose fat. I'm working out to be healthy and keep my mind and body in a healthy state. I am making my bed in the morning, not to just keep it clean, but as a way of showing respect for myself in keeping my surroundings clean and neat. And I'm looking behind the camera. It's not neat, and I should work on that as well. But it's not like also not expecting from myself to change everything in one go is a sign of respect and love, because being patient and accepting and kind towards myself is something that I would want from a partner. And I should talk myself so much. So that is something that that is something I am letting go of. And that is one promise that I should give myself, and I should keep it. I'm not gonna say I am right now, because I'm keeping my promises, and I want to make sure that I am actually in the right state of mind and I am fully committed and prepared to actually follow through with this. But that's the plan. stop talking myself down. Because no matter how much I try to keep in mind all of the good things that I am and that I do, and no matter how much I remind myself, oh, I do this and this and this, and I'm good at this, and see, this happened, the like the general feel or mood inside my head is always negative most of the time. And that is just like peeing against the wind. I don't know. No matter how good your intentions are and how good, like how often you remember to tell yourself that you're nice and good and that you love yourself. Loving yourself is not, and I think I've said that before, loving yourself and showing love to yourself is not putting on a face mask. It's just like in relationships. It's not like having your partner give you flowers every week. It's your partner showing up, keeping their word, and admiring you every single day, no matter how hard things get. And I have not been doing this for myself, which is very sad. But that explains a lot. That explains a lot. Yeah. So that is something that I'm gonna be working on, and I think I'll go into more detail in the future videos. Hopefully this mic will keep me motivated to film a little bit more often. I don't know. And it will be good for me to just structure my thoughts by talking things out and keeping myself accountable in front of the camera. Yeah, so another go at showing up for myself. Hopefully forever, every single day of the rest of my life, being the partner that I want to have, being that for myself, respecting myself, loving myself in all the ways that I want to be loved, and not letting anybody treat me in the way that I don't want to be treated, and be very radical in cutting off those people. If I see something that I don't like, well, yeah, I can probably, in some cases, I can verbalize how I feel, but in some cases, it's not needed. Sometimes it's just a red flag that you know that it's red flag and you need to walk away immediately. So that's one thing that I should probably start practicing. Showing up for myself by removing myself from situations that are not helpful, or not healthy, or not good for me. Yeah, I think that's it for today.